Hey, you guys. Happy January 31st. Oh my goodness, 31 days down out of 366 this year. We get an extra day. So 31 days down, 1 month of 12 down, 4 weeks of 52 down in 2020. And so I trust you, and we are off to a great start this year in the beautiful 2020 year that it is. And so I'm excited for what I'm going to share right now. Really excited because it's fresh and it's new and it's irresistible and it's relevant. And we are about to create a movement and spread some joy and light and love in this world through the vehicle of our Mary Kay businesses. So I'm going to jump right in. All right, I'm going to jump right in. So back in November, I went to the Nsd Summit. It's an amazing event that national sales directors come together and we collaborate, we celebrate our sisterhood, and we support each other, and we brainstorm. So it happens every November. So I went, and events have always been a big catalyst for me to create something new or to have something fresh or to have a pivot or a shift. So that's always been the case at events. That's why we go to events, because even 13 years now in this business and as a national sales director, still events are that for me and so impactful on my business and my mindset and my growth. And so went to that event, and it sparked a few questions in my mind. Questions I had never asked myself before in 13 years of business. And those questions led to ideas that have led to this movement that we're about to create together. All right? So those questions were, if I were to do a Mary Kay party in a way that was 100% just authentically me, and in a way I would love to do it, that would be my vibe and something I would be passionate about, how would I do it? Okay? That was the first question. And then the follow-up question to that is, if I were to attend a Mary Kay party with my best girlfriends, what would my sharp millennial friends and I enjoy? Like, what would we want to experience? All right, so first time in my life, in 13 years of business, I asked myself those two questions and let my brain ponder some answers to that. And what has unfolded from those questions back in November is a new, fresh, irresistible way to share Mary Kay today that's relevant in today's world and relevant for today's woman. And not only relevant, but irresistibly relevant and desirable, and something that women find attractive and something that they see value in. Okay, so we are rebranding what has been called the Mary Kay party. It's also been called an appointment. There are many years I called what I did appointments. It's also been called a skincare class and a variety of other names. It's been called a follow-up appointment. And we are rebranding it, and we're now calling them beauty sessions. And there are different varieties of beauty sessions, which we will get to. And I'm really excited to share it with you. So some things that led up to asking those questions. Let me just share even more of the backstory, because I really want you to fully understand where this came from and what led me to asking those questions. So we have lived in our kind of new-ish community for the past 6 years. I grew up in the Dayton, Ohio area. Cliff went to law school in Cincinnati, got a job at a law school in downtown Cincinnati. That's about 45 minutes to an hour from Dayton. My family's in Dayton. Our church was in Dayton. My hair girl was in Dayton. My Bible study was in Dayton. All my people were in Dayton. And all of a sudden my husband's working in Cincinnati. All right, so we chose to move to Lebanon, Ohio. Lebanon, Ohio is dead center between Dayton and Cincinnati. And we chose to move there because of the location, easy access to both cities, really with the intention to probably not stay, probably move closer to Cincinnati. So, it's so good to see you all on here. Love all your names and who you are and how you roll. Okay, so we moved to Lebanon, no intention to really stay, but quickly fell in love with the community. So fast forward about 6 years, I think about 6 years now, that we've been in Lebanon, and it's like the best place on the planet to raise a family, by the way. If you're looking to move somewhere, it happens to be Lebanon, Ohio, like truly like an incredible community, amazing place to raise a family. The first agri community in Ohio happened to be built here, like right in our backyard. We didn't know that when we moved to Lebanon. So all of a sudden I had this new, like, awesome circle and group of friends in a lot of different pockets in the community, and wanted to share Mary Kay with them. Wanted to share who I am and what I do and what we stand for and the products that I sell. And I'm just a big believer in the full circle process of sharing. Like, I love the full circle process where you start with a product around the kitchen table, eyeball to eyeball, face to face, building relationships. Like, I'm a believer in that. I built my business on the full circle process in Mary Kay. But moment of transparency here. The thought of booking this new group of friends that I have, just some sharp, professional, amazing millennial women that I've connected to, the thought of booking them in, I guess I'll call it the old way, or how I really built my business for the past decade, wasn't resonating with me because I didn't think it would resonate with them. Like, the thought of telling them, like, I have a goal to do 30 faces kind of made me want to start biting on my arm. There you have it. And so I'm like, like, I want to share with them, but I want it to be really, like, relevant to them and irresistible to them. And I want to share the amazing thing that I do in a way I feel like they will receive and find attractive and see value in. And so, okay, back to the Nsd Summit. I enjoyed 3 hours of downtime in the Delta Lounge in the airport. I had like this long wait before I got on my flight to go back home. Okay, the Delta Lounge and airplanes are the most insanely productive places on the planet. I'm in love with them and enjoy them every chance I get. And so I spent 3 hours there and just like thought. I thought and I wrote and I pondered and I brainstormed and I prayed. And I was asking myself those questions. Remember, like, if I were to do a Mary Kay party in a way that was 100% authentically me and my vibe, and in a way that my sharp millennial friends would love to attend and find value and attractiveness in, how would I do it? So I let my brain just simmer on that. And I planned it out between my Delta Lounge and my plane ride home, planned it all out and had it all mapped out. Graphics, I didn't have the graphics made yet. That has come later and is still coming, but just had it all mapped out. And two and a half weeks later, held my first beauty session in the busiest month of the year. That was in December. I initially thought, I need to wait till the new year, till 2020. It was November. We were moving into Thanksgiving and then on to December. It's just the busiest month of the year for Americans, for myself included. We hosted both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Between November and December, 200 people came through the door of my home for so many reasons, for all the events and all the reasons and all the holidays and all the things that we did. And so it was the busiest month for me and for most people, but whenever you have a good idea, like an idea that you're excited about that's going to change the world, you just don't let it, you don't let it stay idle. You don't idle on that, okay? So I just decided to sink my teeth into it, held my first beauty session and held 3 in December. And I want to tell you how they went. And so. I communicate those things about the busiest time of year and just seizing the opportunity because it was really the most inconvenient time for me and seemingly the most inconvenient time for other people. We assume that in December, and there's a lot of booking objections in December, but it happened to be irresistible to the people I invited in the busiest month of the year, and irresistible to me in my busiest time season month of the year. All right, so there's something to that. There's value and attraction to me personally, to hold the beauty sessions, and then to the people I was inviting. And we'll go into that a little bit more later. Okay, so I believe what we do in Mary Kay, how we roll in Mary Kay, our business plan, our marketing plan, our products, what we do and who we are is timeless. Okay, when God gave Mary Kay Ash the vision of our company and our product, he really gave her this beautiful gift that is ageless and timeless and sustainable and something that won't go out of style. Like, it's not a fad. All right, proof of that is how long we've been around and the increased growth. And so what we do is timeless. We have a consumable product for women in the beauty industry that even sells during a recession. And we have a culture that is about women, for women, with women, passionate about women, all things women. Okay, women will not ever go out of style. Therefore, beauty and cosmetics and connection and community and doing life together will never go out of style. And those are our core values. That's who we are as a company. And we do community and women and enriching women's lives and beauty better than anyone else. Anyone else. Some people have the beauty package going on, but they don't have the culture, community, connectedness. We're better together. Let's hold hands and walk through this life together. Nobody has that like we do. Okay, so we have this timeless core, ageless values and identity in who we are and how we roll and in our product line. All right, so the concept of the Mary Kay party, the type of products we have, and the community focused culture that we have is fad proof. All right, but what changes, what has always changed and will continue to always change is society, technology, and communication. And so it's our job in this timeless business concept that we love, our job is to always make it relevant and irresistible to today's woman in today's world and to what is current today, what's valued today, what's attractive today, what people receive today, what people are giving their time to today, what people are giving their money to today. All right, that's our job. Take our timeless business, insert it into today's world. All right, and every generation since 1963 has faced the same challenge. You guys, in the 60s, women were predominantly homemakers and hostesses and in the home, so it was very natural to call what we did parties. It was relevant to that time frame. And then more women joined the workforce, and technology and learning and education were a focus. And so calling what we did skincare classes was relevant. And we've called them appointments over the years. And now everyone wants an experience now. Okay, everybody wants something worthy of posting on their social media. And a shout out to my recruiter, Tina France, and friend and top sales director, April Hutchinson. Those two really led the way in taking the party concept and making it an experience and making it relevant for what people are looking for. Okay, so back to the two questions I asked myself. If I were to do a Mary Kay party in a way that was 100% my vibe, 100% authentic to who I was, that I think me and my sharp millennial friends would want to attend, how would I do it? All right. So I started to think and ponder in the Delta Lounge, okay, most insanely productive place on the earth. Started to think, okay, what do my friends like to do? Like, what do we give our time to? What are we willing to lay down our yes to? What do we see as valuable and attractive? What do I observe other people who I want to attract into my life? What do I see them doing? Right? So I started to ask myself these questions. And here's what I came up with. Here's the answer. Here's what we like to do. We like to get together. We love to get together. Okay? In a casual, laid-back environment with sort of an easygoing vibe with yummy food and drink options for a relatively short period of time to try or do something new or experience something together. That's what we like to do. And that's what I observe other women who I want to attract into my life. That's what I observe them doing. All right, so I happen to live in this neighborhood that's an agri community, and there is a heightened sense and desire for living in community, more than maybe like your average neighborhood. All right, so I'm like at the cutting edge of what people want in community. I observe it literally every day, and it's a part of our conversation on a weekly basis. Living in community, what that looks like. Living connected lives, all right? And so there's probably not a week that goes by here at Oberlin Springs that there's not some kind of gathering or some kind of session that is casual and relaxed. It's for a reasonably short period of time. Always yummy food and drink options, and often for a purpose, and often to experience something new, whether a product or idea, and often for somebody selling something in their business. I mean, I have tasted food from all over this state, from people coming and wanting to share it with our community. Food and wellness products and oils and even cosmetics and all of the things that we like in our life. I've experienced here because people have come and they've wanted to share it, and people are willing to get together in a casual, laid-back environment, easygoing for a relatively short period of time to hear about something new or experience something new together as a community. Okay, here's a quick example. My friend Amanda, who lives across the way, she texted all the moms in the neighborhood and said, hey, I've got a bunch of clothes. I'm going to take them to Goodwill. They're really nice. I'm going to see if anybody wants to buy them at garage sale prices before I take them to Goodwill. Come over there in racks in my living room. You can shop if you want to. And then I'm launching a new juicing business. I want to get your feedback, see what you think about the product. I'll make yummy snacks and I'll juice for you guys. Okay. This was the week of Thanksgiving, one of the busiest weeks of the year, especially for moms. And these are mostly working moms, either entrepreneurs or professionals who have multiple children and who are just live full, abundant lives. And almost at the drop of the hat, when she sends out the text, 5 of us said, hey, we'll be there. So we show up, we shop in her multitude of clothes she had spread out. She juiced for us. She shared about the new business. We kind of gave her some feedback on her ideas and her pricing, and she had some yummy, healthy snacks. We were there for about an hour and 15 minutes, did business with her, spent a lot of money on her clothes, had some juice, and then we were out. And I really thought about that. I'm like, how did that happen? When if I would have tried to book a Mary Kay party with any of them that week, it would have been like, no, too busy. I got this and that and this and that. My plate is so full, too busy. But none of us were too busy for that, even though we're all too busy for that. I was too busy for that, but I saw value and it was attractive. So I made time for it. Okay, nobody's too busy for a Mary Kay session. They just have to see the value and irresistibility and attraction of it. And that's where we can pivot, my friends. That's where we can make a shift. That's where we need to make a shift, is to share the value and attractiveness and irresistibility of what we do, because it is. And people need to know about it, okay? So, what if your date book was filled with appointments with people who wouldn't dare cancel because they didn't want to miss it? Okay, what if your date book was filled with sharp, classy, target market women that you want to be in front of, and they actually are all about seeing what you do? What if people were asking you about when they can book their next session with you before their current session is even over? What if your hostesses were sending you a multitude of names that have been pre-profiled and coached because she's so excited to host her session with all her mom friends? What if that could unfold? Because here's what I want to see in 2020. Here's what I want to see in 2020. I want to see an increased level of passion and excitement to be in front of the right faces. I want to see that in my life. I want to see that in my unit. I want to see that in my area. I want to see that in Mary Kay, all over the U.S. and internationally, to have passion and excitement to be in front of the right faces. All right, the right faces, target market faces, the type of women we want to attract into our lives. All right, number 2, I want to be effective in front of those right faces. All right, so we're in front of the right faces, and then we're effective at what we do in sharing the product and the business opportunity working full circle. And then number 3, I want to see an increase. I want to see an increase in the amount of right faces and effectiveness in front of those right faces in 2020. And to do that, we need to be irresistible. And so at the Nsd Summit, I actually have it right here. Let me grab it real quick. At the summit, National Sales Director Stacey James shared something with the NSDs. Okay. It's called the Irresistible Energy Paradigm. All right, I'll send this out in a nice text form. And I want to explain the concept, because this was a part of my whole thought process and the questions I asked myself. Here's the concept of the energy paradigm: is we all give off, literally give off an energy or a vibration that comes from our spirit, it comes from our heart, it comes from our thinking, our emotions, our choices. Those things create an energy that is felt at a subconscious, sometimes even a conscious level. All right? You know, there can be people who could walk into a room and you don't even see them. You almost just like feel their energy in the room. And there other people can walk into a room and they can go completely unnoticed. All right? It's because we all give off an energy. You know those people you love being around, you don't even know why, it just feels like it feels good. They're energy givers, they're life givers. And to be in their presence uplifts your spirit. Okay, there's those types of people. And then there's the other types of people where to be with them, like to be in their presence, like feels icky. It feels heavy. It feels like you want to run away. Okay, that has something to do with energies that we are communicating at a subconscious level. Like it's a thing. All right. And so an energy vibration of 200, that is where the white meets the pink. A 200 is like a flat line. Really no energy can be sensed. And anything below 200 is a negative energy that we put off when our thoughts and emotions are based in, and our choices are based in pride and comparison and anger and fear and regret and apathy and shame. When we are choosing those emotions, choosing those feelings, choosing that energy, it affects our spirit and our heart, and other people feel it. If not at a conscious level, they feel it subconsciously, all right? So the thought and the emotion that moves us from a flat line into actually giving positive energy vibration, the very first choice, emotion, feeling is gratitude. And gratitude moves us from giving no energy or negative energy to giving a positive energy out into the world. Gratitude. And our energy and our vibration increases as we choose gratitude and courage and generosity and forgiveness and acceptance and joy and peace and passion. And ultimately, as we choose those things, because we can always choose those things, and those are fruits of God's Spirit that are available to us. And we can always make that choice regardless of our circumstances. And when we choose that, we vibrate at higher and higher levels of energy until we become irresistible. And what we do and who we are and what we're putting into the world becomes attractive. People want to be around it. They'll buy into it. They'll show up. They'll lay down their yes in the busiest month of the year because they want to see what you're about. All right? And so when we vibe at that level, we attract other people with that same energy. And ultimately, success in our business is about who we're becoming in the process and who we are attracting to us in the process. All right, so let me introduce some slight enhancements to what we already do, okay? The beauty session is not that far off of what you're familiar with doing when you share a product in the business opportunity with women. It's really not like some crazy new thing. It's our thing, just slightly enhanced and slightly more relevant. But it's still our thing. We've been doing it for 56 years now. It's still our thing. It's just little tweaks and enhancements to our thing that we already do so well. And you already know how to do it, okay? So for those of you who are uncomfortable with change and your heart is starting to pound right now and you're feeling nervous about what I'm going to talk about, be assured that it's already what we do. You already have the tools and the resources. We're just enhancing a couple of things and thinking differently about a few things. And let me just give you a little thought and disclaimer. Is that the point the point of this is not necessarily that you would start doing the beauty sessions like I'm doing them. Okay, there are some key concepts that you'll probably want to take away and implement into what you're doing. But the point is that you would ask yourself the same questions I asked myself. Okay, you want to say, self, if I were to do a Mary Kay party in a way that was authentically me and 100% my vibe and something I feel really amazing to stand in front of people and do, and things that I would think my friends would see valuable and attractive and irresistible, how would I do it? So that's really is to ask yourself that question. Because my vibe, my style, what's authentic to me is going to be different than your vibe, your style, what's authentic to you. All right? And us being authentic to ourselves, that's attractive. That's irresistible. Okay, so don't feel like you have to mimic exactly what I'm going to lay out here. All right? There's some key takeaways that you can take and implement, but with your style, your thumbprint, your heart, your vibe. All right? So around this time that I was asking myself those questions and pondering them and brainstorming them, something really magical happened in the Mary Kay world. And that magical thing that happened was the hydrogel eye patches. And those are attractive and irresistible to people who hear about them and see them. I mean, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Okay? And so everybody wants them. They're pretty and they help this area. And so those came out, and I was doing this whole beauty session vibe, and those two things got married, and what was born were hydrogel beauty sessions, which is my kind of redesign of a Mary Kay party. I now teach and do hydrogel beauty sessions, so with the hydrogel patches. And so let me share with you the opening of a hydrogel beauty session, which is how I open every session. So I have a variety of different sessions, but this is like my standard like Mary Kay party. Okay, so every organization has what they do, they have how they do it, and they have why they do it. Most organizations are really good at communicating their what and their how. Okay, it's only the exceptional organizations that stand out. Part of what makes them stand out and makes them exceptional is that they're good at communicating their why they do what they do, not just the how and the what. Okay, Simon Sinek really led our generation in understanding this concept. Because once you know your why, that's what you lead with, because that's the heart. That's the heart and soul and DNA of what you're doing. And that's what people are attracted to. Especially in this generation, they want to know the why. They want to have a heart connection. People make choices based on emotion. All right, so we want to tap into that. And once you know that, you always lead with that. You lead with your why. People buy the why, or the purpose, or the cause, or the belief. Okay, Apple is an easy example because we all understand Apple. So what do? They make great computers and phones. How do they do it? They do it through innovative technology. And so if they were to communicate their what and their how, they would say, we make great computers and phones through innovative technology. Do you want to buy one, a computer or a phone? Maybe, that's great, sounds great, but sort of uninspiring, right? Okay, but that's not what Apple says, okay? Apple leads with their why, and that's a part of what makes Apple Apple. So Apple doesn't say we make great computers and phones, you want to buy one. What Apple says, they say in everything that we do, we believe in thinking differently. We believe in innovation, and we believe in changing the world through technology, through the technology of phones and computers. That's really what Apple says, and that's attractive, and that's inspiring. Okay, so people don't buy the what and the how, they buy why you do it. And so I decided to start my beauty sessions with the why. So here is exactly what it sounds like. Exactly. I say the same thing for every session, and this is how I started. Okay, I say, okay, so in Mary Kay, we believe that women do not need makeup or skincare to be beautiful. Okay, that line right there, like everybody goes from kind of distracted and getting settled to like, Like their attention goes from over here to like, what's she gonna say next? Because what did they expect me to say? They expected me to say the what and the how. Okay, we have really good makeup and it's gonna make you look beautiful. We've got really great skincare and your skin needs it. Want to buy some, okay? I'm expected to lead with the what and the how, but I'm leading with the why. I say in Mary Kay, we actually believe that women don't need makeup or great skincare to be beautiful. We believe women are beautiful no matter what. We believe they're intrinsically beautiful and valuable with or without great makeup and skincare. Instead, we use our products to enhance a woman's beauty and confidence. Some people believe makeup covers up a woman's face. We believe it enhances it and makes her shine more brightly and operate with a higher level of confidence. Okay. We also believe in community and connectedness, and that women are better together. We live in this connected age, yet there's a rise in loneliness, isolation, depression, and anxiety. And so in Mary Kay, we want to create the space to bring women together in community to celebrate each other's beauty. So welcome to your Hydrogel beauty session. Okay, so I say that little paragraph. And by the time I'm done with that, you guys, people's eyes are locked in, their heads are nodding, they're sitting straight up, they're leaned in, they're listening. Because that's attractive and relevant to today's world and today's woman. People want to feel connected. They love community. They believe that we're better together. And they believe in the value and beauty of a person with or without makeup and skincare. All right? And so it completely changes the vibe of the whole experience. So I don't lead with our agenda. I used to start with like, okay, this class has 3 parts. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this. And then I'm going to meet with you at the end. You're not obligated to buy anything. But so I used to lead with the agenda, and like, how inspiring is that? Like, not at all. So that can come later. You can like fill them in on what's going to happen later. But they don't need to know it then. They need to know your heart and what you're about and how you roll. They need to know that first. And so that's what I start with. And it's really 2 timeless core values that exist in our Mary Kay culture. We're passionate about women and beauty, and we believe our product, it's just a vehicle to that passion. Okay, what we sell and what we do is just a vehicle to a deeper belief and a more inspiring meaning. All right, and we're passionate about community, connectedness, and collaboration. Okay, so I'll tell you a quick story. Rhonda. She is a woman in our community that is very influential. She has owned several businesses. She's lived in this community forever. Her parents have lived here. She owns a cafe at our YMCA. We happen to have the largest YMCA in the nation. Neil Armstrong, the guy who walked on the moon, is like a co-founder. You never knew Lebanon, Ohio was so cool. And so the YMCA is like the place to go in Lebanon. And she owns a cafe there, and she owns her own catering business. She's actually catered one of our area banquets before. And I've just gotten to know her just here and there and through the community. And everybody knows Rhonda, super influential, super positive. Like, she's a Mary Kay girl. Super positive, happy, has a really awesome vibe to her. And so as I'm planning these sessions, I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to have Rhonda come to one of my beauty sessions. I'm going to invite her. So I'm just going to share with you what I said when I invited her, okay? And this is one of the resources we actually don't have typed out. And the reason I don't have it typed out yet is because I sort of say something slightly different to every person, because every person's a little bit different, okay? So I really just try to talk to her. You know, not be too scripty, although I follow the same basic kind of outline, but not be too scripty, and just speak to her and our relationship and what I think she would value and what would be attractive to her. So I'm like, okay, I want to invite Rhonda, so I leave her a voice text. I'm like, hey, Rhonda, it's Leah. Okay, girl, so I've started this new thing, and I think you'd really like it, and I wanted to invite you, and I'd feel so honored if you came. Okay, so Mary Kay just launched these eye patches. They're like the hot new thing in the beauty industry. They'll take 10 years away from your under eye. And so when they launched those, I decided to start holding these hydrogel beauty sessions. And it's this really fun, relaxed experience that's kind of a 101 education about beauty and skincare, and you get to experience the patches. I'm doing them at my house. I'm doing them on Fridays and Saturdays. You get a gift card for coming. I'll have drinks and snacks there. You can bring yourself and a friend if you choose to. I just thought of you, and I'm really excited about them, and I thought you would have fun. So hey, let me know what you think. All right, so that's basically the script I left on people's voice texts or voicemails, or in person as I saw people. That's what I said to them, all right, as I'm inviting them. And so Rhonda says yes, you guys. Rhonda says yes. She came to, was it my first one? I don't think it was my first one. I think it was my second one. She comes to the beauty session. She's a busy lady, like busy. Like she snuck out right at the end because she was going on to her next thing, right after the beauty session. And so she comes, and at the end of the beauty session, you know, I really don't know her experience with Mary Kay. I don't know, you know, I don't know her like thoughts about Mary Kay. I didn't know any of that stuff. And she finishes the session, and everyone's just sort of kind of conversing at the end. And she said, oh, and by the way, you guys, let me insert this in here. I typically would say I have a goal. Okay, that's the script I'm most comfortable with. I grew up on it. I've used it for a decade. Like I have a goal to do these hydrogel beauty sessions, or I have a goal to have 6 people there. I can fit 6 people around my kitchen island. But I just didn't want to say that. It just didn't resonate with me. It created tension. I'm like, I can't tell my friends I have a goal. I can't do it. Because I do not want to position my friends to feel like I need something from them. I want to position myself to say, come, let me serve you. I have something to offer you that I think you're going to love. Like, let me gift it to you. Let me give it to you. Let me serve you. Let me help make you feel beautiful and important and special. You don't have to help me with a goal. Let me serve you. I wanted it to feel like that. All right. So it wasn't like, hey, I've got a goal to do so many beauty sessions, or I have a goal to do this, or I have a goal to have 6 people there. It was like, no, I got 6 spots. I hope you can come. Okay, exclusive. It's exclusive. And I thought of her. I have a limited amount of space. I hope she gets a seat because it's that good and it's that irresistible. All right, that's what I wanted to communicate. All right, so I felt really good about my script when I was doing my bookings. I'm like, this feels good. This feels like me. This feels like something I would want to share with anybody in my life. I'm excited. I'm passionate. I'm feeling irresistible right now with this script. Okay, so Rhonda says yes. And it's funny, people are like, oh yeah, I want to come. Do you still have spots? Or hey, I want to bring my mom. I just wanted to make sure you had spots available. All right, so people honor the exclusivity of it. They'll honor that, and that's good. That's a good thing. All right, so she comes, and at the end, she says, she's like, Leah, I would have never given Mary Kay a second glance. I never have. And I would have never come to this, but I came because I love you and I want to see what you're about. Okay, so that's the first thing she says. And then she said, I would have never considered these products because of the stigma with it being for older women. But this is so fun, and these products are so awesome. I want to host a hydrogel beauty session in my home because I think all my friends would love this. Okay, I'm telling you, like, that's a word for word what she said in front of all my other awesome friends. And I'm like, oh my God, that's really cool. It's really cool. So she booked a hydrogel beauty session. It's a private session in her home that she's doing with all her awesome friends because she thinks they will love the hydrogel eye patches. Okay. So back to the opening, okay? I open with the why, lead with the why. Once I'm done with that why portion, and say, welcome to your Hydrogel beauty session. Then I go into the other sessions that I offer. I say I do several types of beauty sessions. Okay, so this is like the 101 introduction to beauty and skincare, and you get to experience the patches. I also do a skin deep session. So the skin deep session, what you're gonna try on the back of your hand today and sample, you would actually experience on your face. So it's more of a facial experience, and we dig a little bit deeper into skincare. Okay, I also do a masking madness session. Masks are what take your skincare to the next level, and that is more of like a spa-like experience where you get to select one of our 5 masks and experience it at that session. Okay, then I do color sessions. Okay, so my look ranges on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, when I roll out of bed, I'm a 1.0, and as I start doing things to my face, I increase on the scale. Now my everyday look, my mom look, my gym look is a 4.0. Okay, so it's quick, it's simple, it's fast, it's presentable, it's natural, it's attractive, but it's not taking me a lot of time. And it's appropriate for the gym and for running kids around. Okay, that's my 4.0 look. A lot of women love that because they want that basic look, just an everyday look. And then I have a 10.0 glamour look. All right, that's my like max, like I'm going somewhere special. And in that session, we do all color, and I teach you how to put on lashes in that session. Okay, so it's funny, as I'm describing my sessions, I feel like I'm at the spa with the massage therapist who's going through all the different packages and different types of massages that they offer. And how do you feel when you hear all that? You're like, I want that one, and I really need that one, and I think I'll take that one too, right? So that's the feel I had when I was describing these. Is I felt like I was describing something very attractive and something very desirable, and it turned out it was. Okay, so I go through those, but then that's all I say. Just say I offer other sessions, all right? And then I go into, you can gift a session to your girlfriend, okay? So if you have a person in your life who needs a little beauty, maybe needs some time to herself, maybe needs a morning away from the kids, maybe needs a gift card to spend on herself or someone else, you can gift sessions to your friends. And they would get to experience a session, and they would get a gift card. And I would provide snacks and drinks and everything. And you could come with them, or they could come by themselves, or they could bring friends. It's totally up to them. All right, so you can gift sessions. You'll have a chance to do that later on. Also, you can bring your besties to a session. Do I have one of the things? Okay, yes, I do have one. Let me grab it. By the way, all of these resources are going to be available in a beautiful Dropbox folder for you. And they're going to be, so here's it's basically my hostess postcard. Do you see that? The light shining on it? Okay. So I made a generic version that's not a picture of me. And it's not a picture of like Leah's 4.0 look and Leah's 10.0 look. I made a generic one so anybody could take it and use it. But this is customized to me, and if you want it customized to you, you want your picture to be on there, and you're like Susie's 4.0 look, Susie's 10.0 look, you can do that as well. We have the graphic person who can do it, and the template already exists, so you can just tell her what you want to customize. Or you can make your own, or you can use the generic one, right? Okay, so we've got options here. And we are not 100% fully set up for you to use all these options yet, but it's coming, and it's coming soon. And so this is our hostess postcard. This is already sitting at their place setting. So it's already sitting there. And so they can sort of refer to it. It's also in their beauty bag. Everyone goes home with a beauty bag that has the same hostess postcard in there, because you know they typically like just leave these at the table, and you don't want to be like, hey, take this. So they're going to take it in their beauty bag. I'll talk about the beauty bags in a second. So then I say, hey, you can bring your besties to a session and you get a gift card. And I give away a really nice gift card for people who bring 5 of their besties to a session. All right, and typically in my home, but I'm open to going to other people's houses, maybe. Depends on who it is. Rhonda, I'm willing to go to her house for sure. So I go over the sessions, I go over gifting a session, and I go over bring your besties to a session. So I'm just planting the seed for a booking from a booking, and for getting referrals, and for them hosting a session. But I'm not asking for it yet. I just want to plant the seed. So then we move on to, let me look at my notes, make sure I'm covering everything I want to cover. Okay, so that's the open, and then all the stuff about the sessions, and then we do introductions, satin hands, satin lips, and profile cards all at one time, okay? Because we want to be efficient, because ain't nobody got time to sit around for 2 hours, although sometimes people do, but you want to be efficient to honor their time and your time, right? We just want to be efficient. And if it's going to be longer, we want it to be longer in other ways, like hanging out and individual consultations. We don't want the talking to them part to be too long. For her time and your time, okay, for both of your times, you want to honor a efficient process, right? And so I say, okay, let's do some quick introductions and everybody can get to know each other. So tell me your name, what you do, la la la. One thing you want to change about your skin or learn about skincare. All right, so they're sharing what they want to share about themselves. And I say, we're going to multitask here. We're also going to do satin hands. I describe satin hands. We're going to do satin lips. I describe satin lips. And you're going to fill out the top of this card. And so we're just going to like do it all at once, all right? So I'm at the island in my kitchen. And so I say, hey, just as when you're ready to rinse your hands, just come on up, rinse, use this towel, and then sit back down. So everyone's just sort of chilling, relaxing, talking. We're doing introductions. Everybody's doing their hands. I'm just passing the products around. Satin lips, I'm just passing it around. They're putting it on their tray, using their finger, and then using a wet facial cloth to remove. So that's just all sort of happening in a very relaxed way. And it's not me just talking at them. We are all girlfriends and hanging out and having a fun experience together. Okay? And so let me show you. I've used this for a long time. I've just redesigned it for the beauty session. And it's the beauty session sheet. And so it's basically a profile card, getting referrals, closing your set sheets, and debriefing the party all in one. I love it. I love it. I love it. This will also be available. You can also customize it or use a generic one. All right. So they're filling out this top portion here, which is a profile card for them. And as I coach them, like this is a party, not a party, a session. It's a session that I'm going to hold tomorrow. And it's just all the guests that are confirmed. And I'm doing a masking madness session tomorrow. And it's the mask they're going to try. So I'll have this all laid out for them when they arrive. Okay, so we do all that stuff. All right. And then when we're done with that, I love you too, Leanne. Love you, love you. In so many ways and for all the reasons. Then I introduce TimeWise 3D. Brief introduction of it, okay? Brief introduction. Okay, I have 10 minutes to finish this. I didn't want to go over an hour because ain't nobody got time to listen to me talk for more than an hour. So I'm going to start talking faster. All right, so TimeWise 3D, introduce it, quick introduction. Now how I coach these is I have this beautiful skincare flyer that features all of our skincare lines, and I'm texting it to people saying, hey, which one are you most interested in hearing about and or sampling? So I know who's most interested in naturally or repair. So I introduce 3D to everyone, but let's say somebody's really interested in repair. I have the repair line sitting in front of her too, so she can see it, or naturally sitting in front of someone. And if two people like naturally, I have them sitting beside each other with naturally in front of them, so they can sample it, try it, see it, fill the bottles, all of that. But 3D is just what I'm going to have them try and pass around. They're trying on the back of their hand and microdermabrasion. So we're doing all that, passing, trying. When that's done, we do the patches and charcoal mask on the back of their hand. And so they have to sit there for 20 minutes with the patches on. That's when I set my phone timer for 20 minutes. And that's when I'm doing a game that gives me the opportunity to share about the company and marketing and my iStory in 20 minutes. And actually more like 15, because at the last few minutes, I want to give them time to write down their referrals for gifting their sessions to people. Okay, so I have basically taken a beauty experience, which is it game. It's just questions like, which one is it? Did Mary Kay come up with the business opportunity or the product first? It's just like, which is it questions. I took that and just redesigned it to be kind of like a Mary Kay trivia game. I'm just asking them questions about Mary Kay, which creates opportunity to share. And that's one of the resources that is really awesome. That's not quite ready yet, but it's super awesome. And so it's just a page of questions, and how we're going to design it is to give you space to fill in, like, okay, one of the questions is, what year did Mary Kay start? Answer, 1963. And then that kind of is a natural way, like, well, I started 2 years ago, and here's why I started. It's just a natural lead into, when did you start and why did you start? Okay, so there's going to be natural places to insert key points of your iStory. And it's facts about Mary Kay that covers, like Mrs. Cab, for example. That's an old way of sharing marketing. That if it's your vibe and your thing, I have a director in my area. She loves the Mrs. Cab game. She rocks it. It's her vibe. She's amazing at it. And so, like, I'm not saying that's irrelevant. If that's your vibe, rock that vibe, okay? But it covers all the Mrs. Cab facts in just like a trivia sort of game. Another thing that I'm experimenting with is not doing tickets. I've done tickets for over a decade, and you do tickets. Why do you do tickets? You do tickets because you want to entice people to participate and incentivize them to participate, because it's fun when they participate. But I thought, you know what? When I am hanging out with my friends, nobody's being incentivized to participate. Like, everybody's just participating because that's what you do when you hang out with your friends in a casual, relaxed environment. It's fun with yummy food and drink options for a reasonably short period of time. Nobody's incentivized or given a ticket to talk. You just talk. And so that's what I wanted to create, this environment where people just talk. And guess what they did? They just talked. I didn't give them a ticket for talking. They just talked. All right? So I'm asking them questions. They're kind of answering. I'm telling stories. I'm popping in my iStory. I'm popping in like little bits and pieces of marketing. Sharing Mary Kay, finishing with, hey, what'd you learn new about Mary Kay from this game? Okay, I'm gonna clean up for a few minutes. You guys, this is your opportunity to gift a session to a friend, or to think about your besties that you would wanna book a session with. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to do that while I kind of clean up here. And then we do that, and then the timer goes off, patches are off, they take the charcoal mask off, and then we go over and say, okay, let's review what you tried and what we talked about today. Only skincare. Actually, my 4.0 look is right there. I just popped that in there. I don't know. All skincare sets, roll-it bag. Everybody gets a roll-it bag filled with skincare. So they're experiencing the roll-it bag as I'm closing the sets. They're holding their roll-it bag. And then we move to the debrief questions. And I don't think we have time. Yeah, we don't have time to go over them. But you can see the document. And it's really lovely. So there are 9 debrief questions, and one of them is, of all the sessions that we do, which one would you be most interested in? So they're circling one of those. One is about being featured as a model in the weekly beauty session portfolio. One of them is about what's most appealing about the opportunity. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your interest level? What would have to change or happen to be a 9 or a 10? I would love to treat you to coffee if you're interested in learning more about the Mary Kay culture and business. Oh, a typo! Oh, it's always inevitable. I found a typo. I'm so happy I did before I printed more of these. I'll bring a free charcoal mask to our coffee date as a thank you. So on the back of the hostess postcard is information about the coffee date. It's this cute coffee quote that's in my favorite coffee shop. It says, meet coffee, my hot friend I was telling you about. So cute coffee quote, and says, I would love to share more about Mary Kay, culture, and business opportunity with you. If you're up for that, I'll treat you to coffee and bring a free charcoal mask as a thank you for your time. So that's how I'm booking career surveys with them. I have another idea to do that, you guys, but I'm not fully ready to launch that idea yet because I haven't fully thought it through. But we're gonna have multiple options of how you can approach sharing the opportunity with her, because I know there are seasoned people who you've nailed this, you've got this, you don't need a new idea. I know there are brand new consultants that you're gonna be doing these career surveys with your director. So then that has to be a part of your languaging and scripting. So there's just different people at different levels sharing the opportunity in different ways. So we're gonna have options for you in the training materials about how you wanna approach how you're gonna share marketing, all right? So that is coming, that is coming, that is coming. And then, what else, you guys? So we finish with that, and then we go into individual consultations. My office is right around the corner from my kitchen, and so I just bring people in one by one. And I just say like, hey, you get to spend your gift card and you get your beauty bag. We'll do that in my office. Does anybody need to leave right away? Okay, here's the beauty bag. It has Hostess postcard. It has my 4.0 color look postcard. I don't know why. I just thought I'd throw it in there. It has Steps to Success. I love this. So everybody gets Steps to Success. This is a part of what recruited me, so I love that brochure about the opportunity. Piece of candy, hand cream, charcoal mask, and then 3D sample, that they can take a 3D sample home with them. They tried it on the back of their hand, but they can take it home and try it. So beauty bags. I got these on Amazon. You guys, I've tried a couple different versions to see which ones I like the most. These are all like smashy. I don't know if I love these ones. They're like all smashed and they don't get reshaped very well. You could use clear cello bags. You can get like 1,000 for a pretty reasonable price and just use a clear cello bag. It doesn't have to be, you could use Mary Kay bags. Doesn't matter what you use. But everybody gets a beauty bag at their individual consultation, which I'm gonna start calling beauty session debrief instead of an individual consultation. I'm gonna say, hey, let's do a quick debrief about your session. In my office, you'll get to spend your gift card and get your beauty bag. This is another way that I coach, is I take cute pictures of the beauty bag and I send it to them a few days before their session, just as a way to confirm and to create excitement for their session. So the documents coming in the Dropbox folder, I want to go over these so you can know what to expect and know that you can use a generic version or customize them for yourself. They're not all there yet, but they will be soon. It's an invite that I use. It's just an image that I text. It's coaching images that allow them to choose the skincare set or the mask they want to use at their session. I have closing sheets, both skincare and glamour, one for each. I have beauty session sheets, which I showed you, and those can be customized to you. We've got the Hostess postcard with the opportunity postcard on the back. I've got Leah's 4.0 look. I don't know really how I want to use that yet, but we've got it. And then we're gonna have training materials. And the training materials are gonna be an outline, a 1-page or 2-page outline. The Mary Kay trivia game that I told you about, it's gonna be 1 or 2 pages that you would just print and have that with you. And I'm thinking a binder. You'd have a beauty session binder that has all your resources. We're gonna have a newly designed individual consultation that I'm gonna go over in just a minute. And we're gonna have product fact sheets. Mary Kay has beautiful product fact sheets about all of our products that we're gonna include all the ones that you're gonna teach at your beauty sessions so that you have in one place just all of the products you need to know about. And honestly, I have to review them sometimes. I have them in my binder, and before a session, I'm like, okay, remind me what this does and what's in this and all that. So you don't even have to be perfect with your product knowledge, but we will make sure you have the resource to know what you need to know to be effective. And then individual consultation. So I looked up my old individual, I don't have time to pull it up. Some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. I looked at my old individual consultation training, and it's like 8-point font and like 200 million words on one page. And I'm like, Lord have mercy, I'm a national sales director. I've been doing this business for 13 years and it's giving me anxiety to look at it, just to look at it, much less read it. Just to look at it, I'm like, and I do happen to be a person that I just want a brief overview. You know, I don't need all the details. I know some of you love all the details, so you might love that sheet and it might serve you and bless you. Good. But we are going to create more of a brief overview of the individual consultation. Because here's what happened in my individual consultations that I found very interesting, is they just didn't follow a pattern. We just had a conversation. A real girlfriend to girlfriend. I'm interested about you. Let's have a conversation. We're friends. We had a conversation. Imagine that. We have those all the time with our girlfriends, and that's what my individual closes were. They were just conversations. We walked in here and then we just started talking about the products, like, what'd you like? Okay, how'd your skin feel when you did this? And oh, how do your eyes feel? And what kind of products were you most interested in? And most of them already knew what they were gonna buy walking into it. And then they're like, oh, I'm thinking about a glamour session. Like, I really don't like my look right now. I need to freshen it up. Like, it was literally just this conversation that unfolded. And we touched base on all the things. on selling the product and booking another session. And if they're interested in meeting for coffee, we just cover those things in a very conversational way. And that's what I want to teach people to do, is how to have effective, in the moment, authentic conversations that honor, love, serve, and build trust with the person you're in front of. I don't want you to be thinking about all the right words to say or perfect questions to ask to get her to do the things you want her to do to get the outcomes and results that you want in your business. Because I feel like we lose our attractiveness and we lose our irresistibility and we lose trust and rapport, and then we forget what we're supposed to say, and we're always thinking about the next thing we're supposed to say perfectly and asking it in the perfect way so we get the answer that we want to get. I think there's a better way, people. I think there's a better way, and it's just real, present in the moment conversations with people, talking, asking questions, honoring her, loving her, finding out what her needs are, finding out what she's interested in. Okay, just having a conversation. And so that's what I'm gonna heavily want to train on is that topic. Not necessarily the perfect thing to say during an individual consultation. And if she says yes, then you say this. And if she says no, then you say this. Like, let's just talk, right? Now, we still need to work full circle and cover the things we need to cover. So what we're gonna do is create an individual consultation document that just gives you a handful of beautiful questions to ask in really 5 different categories, just sort of like your opening. We've called it icebreaker questions in the past, and then your selling questions, and then your book another session questions, and then book a model to meeting questions, and then, hey, let's talk about the opportunity questions. And you're just gonna have a handful of questions and options to ask that you would follow to have a nice conversation with her about those things. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna experiment with it. We're gonna do something new. We're gonna do something fresh. And that training document is coming. All right, so that's gonna be in a beautiful Dropbox folder that's all labeled and all organized, and you're just gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And so I did not plan on launching this until I had all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. But ain't nobody got time to do it. And it can't be perfect. So I had to let go of my perfectionist desires and just let it go and launch it, because we have an opportunity. And the opportunity starts tomorrow, because tomorrow starts February. And what is February? February is Love Month. And you see it already in stores and on social media. Love Month is happening. You see the hearts, you see the decoration, you see the quotes, you see the pictures of couples together. You already see it. It's still January and Love Month is unfolding. All right? So we are going to maximize Love Month, because what really is at our core and our hearts, we just want to share. We want to love people. We want to love the people. We want to share our love. We want to share our light. We want to share our passion. We want to share our irresistibility with other people. We want to do life and do life well with other women. And that's about love. All right, so that's at the core of who we are. So February is the perfect month to be who we are. So we're going to capture it, and we're going to do beauty sessions to share our love and our light with the world. And the Unleashed area, we are going to do 220 sessions in February of 2020, collectively as an area. 220 sessions in February of 2020. We're going to log them on Facebook. It's going to be super easy. All you have to do is take a picture of your beauty session with your people there. You're going to post it in the comments, and that's how you log your sessions. And that's at the end, I better see 220 or more picture comments there, and we're going to add them up that way. For every picture you post of a session you've held, you get an entry to win this adorable sweater that I was hoping would arrive by then, because I was going to wear it's this super cute like white ivory sweater with this big black heart, and you can get any color heart. Actually, it could be a red heart, it could be a purple heart, but I wore my Good Vibes shirt instead because that was appropriate as well. But it's the super cute sweater that we're going to draw. For every session you do, you get entered, and then we're going to draw a name for director and consultant at the end of the month. And then we're going to use this for the Book 10 promotion. For every beauty session you book between now and February 5th for a book 5 or a book 10 or a book 1 or a book 20, whatever you book, you submit it and you get entered to win an irresistible heart vibe sweater from me. I'll post a picture of it so you guys can see it. And so that's what we're gonna do. Love Month starts tomorrow. That's what we're about. We're gonna share our light and our love and our hope and our joy through the vehicle of our Mary Kay business. We couldn't let Love Month pass us by without loving people at beauty sessions. And so let's create a movement, my friends. Let's create a movement that changes the world and impacts people and connects people and loves people and blesses people. That's what we're going to be about in February of 2020. And our hashtags are This is 2020, hashtag that 2020 vibe, hashtag good vibes, hashtag irresistible vibes, hashtag irresistibility, hashtags beauty sessions, hashtag BSesh movement 2020. All right, so next steps. I want a list of 30. A list of 30. Friends, family, customers, women you would just die to be in front of and to be at your beauty sessions. 30 friends, family, customers, connections, people. A list of 30 that you're going to invite to your beauty sessions in February. And we will have follow-up scripts and follow-up resources and follow-up to this, so it's coming. And so let me close with the questions that I started with. Okay, if you were to do a Mary Kay party now called a beauty session, because we've rebranded it and we're creating a beauty session movement. If you were to do a beauty session in a way that was 100% authentically you and your vibe in a way you would love to do it, how would you do it? And if you were to attend a Mary Kay beauty session with your best sharp girlfriends, what would you and they love to experience the most? Okay, give your brain and heart space to ponder and brainstorm that, get your ideas down, and let's create a movement. All right, love you guys.